Welcome all poets in the Caribbean, the region, and Trinidad and Tobago. My name is Emmanuel Villafana.
And my name is Isaiah John.
And we are spoken word poets with the Roots Foundation.
And we want to welcome you to the second installment of the Roots Poetry Slam.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you all know, with the issue of the coronavirus, COVID-19, minimizing personal and physical touch and interaction with each other, we have decided to do our very first virtual regional spoken word competition.
Whew.
Yeah, man, that's a lot. But what that also means, because it is virtual, it means that you're going to have to send us a video submission.
Yeah.
That is the equivalent to you coming on the stage and performing. So what we are here to do is basically tell you the do's and the
don'ts.
So you need to have a combination of audio, video, and
writing skills.
Yeah, man, you have to have good writing and performance skills.
Definitely.
So we want to talk about the audio first. Where your audio is concerned, we want to make sure that you understand your voice level as a poet, as a performer.
Clarity is important. Enunciate, pronounce your words properly.
Yeah, you don't want to be talking too fast or too slow. Keep a steady tempo. And of course, if you need to go fast, it is because the poem requires that of you.
And remember, you have an advantage. It's a video submission, so do it how much times you want to do it.
But also, what about background noise, Isaiah? That is a big one.
Background noise is a big thing, boy. Just so, boy?
I'm telling you.
Come now, boy.
That background noise, that background, and it just creep up on you. Yeah. Easy like that, creep up on me, It can creep up on you. So you might be deep in your performance and you're not even studying. But we do this video to make sure that you're aware. What the jail is this, boy? You hear now? That's it.
But which part you shoot in this video?
That's what I'm saying. We inside a whole room and you're still hearing it. So you have to be extra careful. Find a place that minimizes the background noise. Find a very quiet place.
Find a room in the house where when your voice bounce off the wall, it then bounce straight back and you hear it 3 and 4 times.
I got a pro tip from a spoken word poet in Trinidad and Tobago named Shanique Saunders. She said, if you want to minimize reverb and echo in the room, it's nice to put a lot of pillows around where your voice is going to go, and that kind of cushions the echo of your voice from bouncing back up and giving that echo that Isaiah was talking about.
Pro tip.
We have some pillows on the ground now. If you don't believe us, I'm telling you.
We'd show you, but...
Yeah, but nah.
Nah.
No. So, the next thing we're going to talk about is the video aspect of your video submission. Anything you want to talk about first with the video?
Personally, for me, I like to see a nice background. Well, let's see the background right now. Well, let's see. You ain't really see in the background. But you see in the background.
That's how good the background is. When you're not really seeing it, but you're seeing it.
What's it called?
It's depth of field, I think. I think that's what it's called. That's the big word. You don't have to have all that fanciness in your video. You understand? We know you're probably going to be using a smartphone camera, which is very fair and very reasonable. Smartphone cameras pretty good these days.
Definitely.
Once you use any rear one, make sure you use the rear camera. That's the one on the back, not the selfie camera. Yeah.
And try to get somebody to videotape it for you, know?
Definitely. Have that person record so you don't have to worry about recording and performing at the same time. What about lighting?
Lighting is important.
We didn't talk about lighting.
Lighting is important because hear this. Right now, as we speak, the light is depleting and diminishing. Do not record in the dark.
We back? We good? All right. Yeah. It's a hard place to be. So imagine performing in that kind of darkness.
Okay, so this is my spoken word. It's my submission. It's called Fly Birdie Fly, and I really hope that you all enjoy it because it means a lot to me, right?
So take your lighting into consideration. Take your environment into consideration.
Definitely.
So if you had to borrow a good phone and do it.
Yeah.
It will be worth it. That prize is to be won. I want to win our prize.
You want to win our prize?
Yeah.
You cannot win our prize.
Right?
You could win our prize. Nice.
Anyway, yeah. So once you have a nice mix of course of the audio, knowing that your voice level is important. You also know what phone you're using the rear camera, tips like that, making sure your lighting is good, make sure you record in a quiet, isolated place.
Definitely.
You're definitely on your way to having a really good video. That is, of course, if your poetry itself is on point, it have alliteration, metaphor, simile,
Yeah.
onomatopoeia.
Boom.
All those kind of things you have to put in the poem for it to stand out in the crowd.
Yep.
Yeah. So once you have that with the audio and the video, you're well on your way to having a really solid audition, semis, and grand finals performance.
Yep.
Yeah. We wish you the best in this Roots Poetry Slam. I hope to see your videos as soon as possible and to move forward with you guys. Yeah. Have a good one.
Have a good one. Good vibes and
vibes.
What kind of fish is this? There's one dirty looking fish. Hey, wait a minute. It's coming back. There's a cascadoo? Yeah. It's a cascadoo. It's a cascadoo. It all comes back to cascadoo. It all comes back to cascadoo. 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 Yeah, it all comes back to Cascadoo. Cascadoo celebrates the energy of Caribbean spoken word poetry. Slam from north to south, vocals for the 21st century. Music of the word, we taking it down to the roots. Content meets style in a journey for the truth. Now it all comes back to Cascadoo. Yeah, it all comes back to Cascadoo. 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 Yeah, it all comes back to Cascadoo. Dialogue in a panchayat. Forward collaboration. Youth voice emerge. Creative expression. All the way from Nallis to the Panyard Pandemonium. Yeah, Woodford Square, all across the line. Where you tell them? Cascadoo, what you gonna do? Cascadoo, come on down to Cascadoo. It comes back to Cascadoo. It's a Cascadoo. It's a Cascadoo. It all comes back to Cascadoo. It all comes back to Cascadoo. 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 Yeah, it all comes back to Cascadoo. Cascadoo celebrates the energy. Is a Cascadoo. It all comes back to Cascadoo. It all comes back to Cascadoo. 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 Yeah, it all comes back to Cascadoo. Cascadoo celebrates the energy of Caribbean spoken word poetry. Slam from north to south, vocals for the 21st century. Music of the word, we taking it down to the roots. Content meets style in a journey for the truth. Now it all comes back to Cascadoo. Yeah, it all comes back to Cascadoo. 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 Yeah, it all comes back to Cascadoo.
Good night, everybody. As your newly elected Minister of Youth Affairs, I promise to not make you any promises, as those are but comforts to fools. My God, can I sound over? Is that really okay? I'm gonna. As your newly elected Minister of Youth Affairs, I promise to not make you any promises, as those are but compass to fools, and that's not you. As your minister, I'm here to be real with you. It's because of the few who know that silence is compliance. So simple meme movements matter as modern day satire. WhatsApp sticker, GIF, I don't know why he's not the creator. By speaking Shakespeare from behind your screens, the doors of democracy shake, fears and doubts shatter, you enter. The green of your soul, the milk in your bones, your jokes making waves. Tsunamis being caused by the power of your sways, your swings, they sing songs of change that you know how much your voice is worth. And that while things might be funny, not everything is a joke. It's your loyalty to the red, white, and black, and ability to keep the pecan policy of our politics alive while calling out racists and bigots to cross the line and show me you all will put your country first every single time. So I will keep listening to what you all say in whatever way, no matter color, creed, or how underage, because you all are the ones up late and restless. But you'll rest less so you all can stay woke and make poetry, posts, polls, petitions that help make a free world. Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Young people too young to worry, so what do they really have problems for? Problems are relative to strength. As we get older, what may have been mountains now feel like molehills, because life is a video game. With each level, we become better players, so youths don't worry about the difficulty of your level. Your problems are still valid. But what happens when life glitches and you're faced with a boss level before time have to mature too early? Call that force ripe. But young people with big issues know that I believe in you. Oh my God. Problems are fair and unbiased. They know no limits of age or size. The permissibility of problems are not defined by their magnitude. No matter how deep or shallow the water is, death by drowning is still death by drowning. No matter how big or small, struggle is still struggle. So, as your newly elected Minister of Youth Affairs, I promise to lend a listening ear. Throw all your cares on me in a world that has diminished them so much. I will be your support. You can lean on me. Thank you.
Good night. I know the feeling of being depressed. I know the feeling when you think life is the oppressor. I can say that because I am a son of the soil. All I needed was roots to absorb the opportunities for me to develop branches that proliferated success. But I assure you, as your Minister of Youth Affairs, I will develop the youths in this society. The best place to find a helping hand is at the end of my arm, so I can pull you out of the lion's den, so I can break the mental barrier within your character, which is preventing you from success. I will be your roots to absorb opportunities, and when your branches develop, you will produce fruits. Thank you.
I have a vision in my head. If I was to be in the government, a part of parliament, I'd make a big difference. I'd create a safer environment for the youth of our nation. Yes, people, I have a grand plan. A plan to improve the minds of the youth of this generation, to remove every form of condemnation they receive from society, because I believe they can achieve great things. So, elect me and you would see change. You would witness a better TNT. There would be a decrease in crime rate, justice for girls being raped. There would be no more fighting against each other's race, because we all deserve an equal place. So, as your newly elected Minister of Youth Affairs, I promise to prove to you what I can do for our youth. I teach them to develop themselves and help with their mental health. So, elect me in order to see a better, greater country.
As your newly elected Minister of Youth Affairs, I promise to bring rehabilitation to the youths of this nation, as this generation seems to only live by the laws of this nation, as there seems to be extinction of youth's desire for participation in learning anything but gunman tune and gang sign education. I promise to provide a safe haven that in the midst of a gymnasium extraordinary is not just defined by the words of K. Lyon, that Brian Lara will be inspiration, and Wendy Fitzwilliams' definition of what it means to be successful and make meaningful contribution. I promise to open mics. I promise to give our youths a voice. I promise that becoming a Malandro is not your only choice. I promise the sky is the limit, and today is the day. I will not sit back and watch our youths just slowly fade away. We see you drowning to your neck, almost lost in society, but you don't have to be in the tech to feel like somebody. I promise to listen to everything that your youths have to say. Trinidad and Tobago, it's time to seize the day. Thank you.
This is the most appropriate place for me to make my winning speech, because politicians are poets, and every manifesto is another slam entry. I place precious words perfectly in place, broken stories told in pretty ways. I cite seductive similes to attract your gaze. So as your newly elected Minister of Youth Affairs, I will let Gate fund 100% of degrees that Trinidad has no jobs for. I'll spend money on laptops for you to carry home, and by home I mean the 5 sheets of galvanized your family owns. And these things were in my manifesto. But you know how it goes. That's just the sweet talk that made you feel nice enough to vote all politicians are poets. And that's the fault of the country. Because if I came up here and said, I just promised to listen to your needs, you wouldn't pick me. It's just like slam poetry. You'll vote for who sounds the best and not for authentic facts. You don't want realistic targets. You want lines that make you clap. You'd crush the spirit of a young Maya Angelou because you want a bearded borderline poet, and you don't want anything that doesn't resemble a dome builder or a blank man. So as your newly elected Minister of Youth Affairs, I promise to do absolutely nothing new. I'll be just as basic as you want me to.
I wasn't always this way.
I didn't always have blood filling up the gutters on my back streets, or homes broken up with cracked bottles and bad weeds. I was once clean. I had grass greener than graveyards and hillsides after rain, and I didn't know pain until the schools I built for you became bulletproof vests for gangmen, and the roads I paved became alive, not with streetlights but gunfights. Every night it's a new year, the fireworks to burn homes and spark new fires and wars and seal the doors of opportunity I have left for you. I see you thriving to walk a new path with bare feet, because you flung your sneaks overhead and wonder why your soul soar with speed you never saw. Indeed, because of me, right, it must be. I am the reason you will never make it. Further than fake gold and flashy clothes, body bags and bloody holes, peppering the only vessel you'll ever know, and this fate is guaranteed. I have made your life for you. The ghetto has a hold on you, and I are one and the same, so we melt, and it's hard to make a name for yourself when you're already branded by the world as something else, so keep giving me the credit. I will take the blame for giving you your name. Ghetto has made gangster, murderer, zessa, all the same. I have cultivated criminals from blood-soaked soil built on weak foundations, because from jump, the farmer who planted his seed walked away from his field. I've raised a flock of lost sheep, harvested crop of low breed, offered you to the pigs as raw feed, but somehow, some still succeed. Some of my own have seen how I try. They have fought off the labels, kept on their shoes, maintained a strong stride, walked past the power lines, jumped ahead in power lines, made moves to make the power light up more homes with bulbs than Uzis, now making a living off of bright ideas, now living on wines and blue cheese. Oprah Winfrey, Sean Diddy, Jay-Z, Quentin Thomas, R.I.P., even Kirby. The Brazil girl with the convent tongue have done it. They have not used me as a crutch or shelter or excuse, a barrier to stop them from becoming a new. I know it's hard when you are branded, but your blood knows what it means to graft burns and seared flesh into skin you now thriving. You are more than my label. You are brown skin,
Black pearl, not blood filling up backstreet cracks, gutters and potholes, not crack bottles and drug homes. You are green, ghetto grass, suburban play parks. You are life and hope. You are whatever you call yourself. You are both your final destination and your home.
Once again. They didn't know it could happen to a boy. Yes, a sissy hour, about to have a fit, came up to him, hands on hip like a camel in his face, ready to spit. You're not sick, boy. They didn't know about bigorexia, reverse anorexia. Felt like you were fake, always short of what being a real man takes. Overdosing on protein shakes, strict diet every day, gym all the time, no breaks to get that macho, masculine, muscular look that'll have all the girls hooked. They couldn't see that you were becoming a shell of your former self. They didn't understand, so they couldn't help. But you knew what it meant to be filled with dread every time you saw him. The man in the mirror, who made your flaws that much clearer. His chastising voice made a home in your head. You knew he wasn't real, but that's how it felt. You were obsessed with the way he made you resent your bony body. They couldn't understand that this was your hobby. Here you stand, inches away from him. With pursed lips he speaks, voice cold, metallic, and stiff. Hey boy, you think as a man you could be skinny like that and get away? A man like you, ha! That meant teach you to be buffer? What you say? I eating disorder? Nah, nothing wrong with getting muscular, so take it like a man and do what I say. A man. You don't even know what that means anymore. Emphasis being poured on the very thing you abhor, your body. So you'll eat more and more, but it still won't fill you. So you take your steroids to fill the void, but your body can't take this obsessive eating. How long till it gives in? All you do is stare at him, eyes glassy and red rim. Go from here, boy. A woman don't want a sissy boy pretending like he big and strong, but it's really a decoy. Look in the mirror, homeboy. It only have room for one girl in this thing, and right now you ain't packing nothing. Thin like a thread, put your delusional dreams of being with her to bed. In the words of the late mighty Shadow, you're looking for horn. Plenty horn, boy. Every night, the mirror's piercing eyes glare at your unfit figure, feeding your dysmorphia, wields the knife that you'll use to slash your thin wrist, and fills the bathtub that you'll soon drown yourself in. But that is my boy, no? Yes, he's a big eater. Yes, my son always in the gym, flexing his muscles in the mirror. The mirror, something you never escape. In the corner of your eyes, you see him watching like a coal you can't shake. I'm proud of you, yes, a real man he'll be, and nothing but the best. But they didn't care that you did your best to be a real man. They didn't understand that your masculinity lived deeper than what any of them could see. And the fact that your body kept you alive until now was all you really needed from it. So now look at them, solemn and pitiful, crying tears of obligation at your funeral. Thank you.
I am a student where sleepless nights of revision is like $1 in a church collection. Brain cells increasing, it's expanding, but the bags under my eyes just sitting over my zygoma relaxing. Sometimes I just wonder if all this writing, revising will make me something. No, not just something, but someone who will make the countryside something. Someone who will make my parents proud. So I am just a student who will beat the pages in the book till the ends of the white paper becomes brown paper, just because of my fingers constantly hands down with my brain processing the words between the blue lines. The work not easy. I wish it could have been from E to Z, which is just 21 letters. But for English essays, I have to summarize 1,500 words in just the time frame of 1,500 seconds. But I guess I have to see the pencil pattern imprinted into the palm of my hand and the mental pain engraved into the cerebrum of my brain. But the goal is to become a doctor. So I know the bags under my eyes will be there, but not forever. The workload is inevitable, so I had to keep pushing, connecting the neurons within my brain to expand upon beyond just to gain more knowledge. Because the competition real out here. The competition real out here. The competition real out here. So I am a student who will try my best to ace every test, knowing that every time that pencil point touch that paper, it draws me closer to my future, knowing that every mark I earn, there's a higher probability of me becoming a great successor. So I am just a student who goes by the name of Ray. I will always keep my head on and not lead astray, because I am a student who sees education as an escape gate to success. A student who sees an opportunity to raise eyebrows within this society. Thank you.
Daddy's drunk again and he's making Mommy's life a living hell. I think she needs help to get herself out this mess. They were only teenagers when they met and she felt compelled to the words he whispered in her ears. Unfortunately, the things he said were nothing more than lies. Now every night tears fill her eyes because of the scars and bruises he places on her body. His lashes are more deadly than this disease. I'd rather have COVID-19 and that breed than sit and watch Daddy abuse Mommy during quarantine. I want my Mommy to break free. Free from the pain she keeps experiencing. You think in 2020 men will start respecting women and put an end to domestic violence. But it's gotten worse. And statistics shows the devastating growth of abuse in the household. 2020 is supposed to be a year to heal. Yet Daddy forced Mommy to yield to his will. Daddy, can you stop? You call yourself a man, yet you raise your hand against a defenseless woman. Was this always your intention? To use and abuse her? To destroy not only her body, but her mental and emotional stability? To have her fear you and the things you do? I wish she could just escape you and start over a brand new life. A life where she wouldn't have to be your wife. A life where she wouldn't have to sit during this pandemic getting licked as if she's a kid. In times like this, I want to pick up the phone and call Gary Griffith because I'm tired of being a witness, of hearing Mommy make up excuses as if she deserves this, as if she should stay in this state of brokenness. Questioning her worth, all because you deliberately hurt her. But quarantine will soon be over. And she will no longer have to be here. She will no longer have to fear you. And for every woman going through abuse, it will be over soon.
Snatched from the very hands of liberty, freedom was like a distant dream as we floated out to sea, raped of our very identity, taken from the homeland of prosperity. I'm sure you know this story, this history of slavery dated back to 1619 when the first 19 were dragged from their mother, sweet Africa. The oppressor was ready. Branded from the ship. That's how this started, as nothing but cattle and slavery, chattel, slavery, just movable property and economic commodity. You are nothing is what they told them. It was mental infestation, psychological oppression. Chains were just manifestation of the bondage of the mind. Did you know our empire was too powerful to penetrate from the outside? It was from the inside that they divided and conquered, got the first African brother to turn against another. We were fighting each other, and that's the only way they could succeed, because there was strength in unity, and we were separated. Stripped of our lineage, tried to wipe away our heritage, kept us in bondage, but there was something inside. Though Africa was behind, there was still something within, that no matter how much they skinned our skins of our black pride, no matter how much we were dehumanized, disguised with wounds and bruises so that we couldn't recognize who we were, there was a fire birthed in us. Since the birth of our ancestors, we are strong. The result of the colonizers' plans gone wrong, brave, steadfast and powerful is the heart of a slave, resilient, decorated in our scars of resilience. We will not bow to your tyranny, resisting every form of slavery, though in this 21st century you're still trying to enslave me. My hair is too nappy, don't want me in your company, don't want no dashiki passing through your lobby, melanin too dark, too loud, too strong, but I stand here to tell you that you are wrong. Don't try to degrade me, and don't try to change me. We were fearfully and wonderfully made in the image of our Creator, who says we are beautiful, black and beautiful. We are beautiful, black and beautiful. We will not bow to your tyranny. We will not surrender our culture, our freedom. The drums of our heart will continue to beat on. We are tired of the chains, the restraints given to us by society, tired of the shackles day after day. Sorry to inform you, this ain't 50 Shades of Grey. We are the bold colors from the Pan-African flag, red as the blood shed for our black liberty, red as the blood that unites African ancestry, black as our people who fought in unity, black as every road marched on in history, black as every scar bared through the journey, green as the natural wealth of our Africa. I'm not your chattel. I'm not your property. I'm just me. Black, beautiful, free, me. Thank you.
Because beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. And every night seems to be getting colder. She is not the typical girl who has a shoulder to cry on when things get hard. And you can tell by the marks on her body, those are battle scars. She may not see the beauty in the stars, but she sees it in herself. You tell her that she is overconfident, but is that worse than having a self-esteem so low that I've seen people slit their wrists though? See, they find it necessary to bleed, but she feels the need to tell herself what she sees, which thankfully is beauty. And who are you to tell her what beauty is? See, you could set the standards for cute, sexy, and pretty, but you cannot categorize beauty. Not everyone that could slice an apple could cut a pineapple. They don't see that my body is a temple. That's why my outsides are so prickly, my brother. If you want to enter, you must be holy. You cannot take a quick bite out of me. Do not expect to arrive and taste my sweet. It does not come easily. Because not everyone that could peel a banana could cut a pineapple. So don't pretend that you are capable of knowing what's inside of me. So you must use a knife and cut to the rhythm that lives on the cracks of me carefully, and take out the bad parts gently, to see me become what I already was when you remove the things that people put on me. There is where I'm sweet. My hair wild and free, skin dangerously prickly, and I am not what modern day society defines as pretty, but I am beauty. God woke me up this morning. I have meaning. I mean something. So don't tell me that I am not beautiful because you have sliced apples, peeled bananas, and just stuck your teeth into plums. Because I am a pineapple. And before you can open me to tell me what I am, understand that my beauty is defined by me. They told me that on a scale of 1 to 10, I was a 7. True story. That I was somewhere between good and not good enough. But the Bible tells me that I am fearfully and wonderfully made. You must be insane if you think that you can box me in a scale of 1 to 10 when numbers go to infinity. Do not downgrade me. And nothing says beautiful like a woman who sees her beauty. It's not being flawless. It's shining through those flaws. Because if a queen does not keep her chin up, her crown falls.